You know Power BI, but still you have lots of questions in your mind. How does it happen? Why it happens? How can I do that? This is the series for you. Subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to get the notifications. Hello and welcome to another video of Abstract Thesis series, and in today's video we are going to have a deep dive into the newly released DAX function offset. I already created a video where I have given you the quick overview of offset function. Now the time has come that we look into the in-depth into this function. Okay, so let's jump into the offset function definition in the documentation. So basically the offset function takes few parameters and returns a single row that is positioned either before or after the current row within the same table by a given offset. If the current row cannot be deducted to a single row, multiple rows may return. Okay, so this is the definition of return. So the offset function takes first of all the delta, which could be plus minus a number of rows before negative value or after positive value, the current row from which to obtain the data. If it can be any DAX expression that return scalar value, means you can use major or any of expression that can return a number, so it can take. Now relational is optional. Actually all the arguments are optional, but at least you need to have two of them. So a table expression from which the output row returned. Okay, and then you need to remember that all order by and partition by column must be fully qualified and come from the single table. Okay, defaults to all selected to all columns order by and partition by. This is again really important. Order by expression in the order which you want to order. If you don't give, then default ordering by every column in the relationship that are not already specified in partition by. Okay, then blanks, default currently supported value is only keep, so we can only have the value keep, and partition by. So what happens within a particular partition, you want this offset to happen. Now there are a few remarks which you can go through, and then there is an example like it says summarize column, product category, dim calendar, and then calendar year sum, and then we say offset -1. That's what. So return the summarized table total sales of each product category and calendar year, as well as the total sales of the category in the previous year. There is another example too which has been given. So time has come now. Let's jump on to the Power BI, and we are going to try this thing in Power BI. So let's try it with something other than time, right? We have done the time intelligence with different functions which we had, and we are going to do that here also. But before we do that, let's quickly look at, how can we use this on something which is not related to time. Let's say I have a category, and in category I have a major net. I have a base major net. This is the same model which I'm using for some time now. Now I want to use offset. So let's go ahead and try that out. So what I'm going to say here is last category, because I want to go one before, let's say, and I'll say calculate net offset -1 all selected item category, and let me not give any other parameters. Let's see what happens in that case. So I close the offset and I close the last category, and let's see what happens in this case. So let's see, where is the last category? Here it is. Let's look at it. Okay, so now you can see based on the order by of the category, I am able to get the last one. Okay, so this is my last category which I'm getting. Okay, I can also go ahead and say order by item category, and let me say descending this time. So when I said descending, it started coming from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now let's make it ascending again. Now let's bring in brand. What happens here? Brand here. Now, the moment I bring brand here, let me sort it on brand first of all. Okay. So I have brand 1, brand 10. Okay. Now these value doesn't seems like, and look at this category 4. The number which is coming here is, this is correct. This is correct. Now here it is one negative category. Okay. Now let's say if I include the brand inside also this one, can I do that? And then can I say, okay, do it inside the brand, all selected item brand. If I do, now you see little bit different result. So the moment I done that, now what you are seeing here is, I said all selected item brand. Okay. And I said category first. Okay. The category was first there and the brand was the second item. The numbers are still same. Now let me, and it's coming, see, let me sort on the brand now. Okay. So the sorting is still on category because we have order by of category. Now what I'm going to do here is I need to add the partition by. So I add party. I don't want to add keep. I can only add keep, and let me say partition by, and I now it partition it by brand, item brand. Okay. So now what you are seeing is the sorting. Now even there are jumps, but it's working inside the brand. Now previously when we sorted inside the brand, you saw those skips are there. Now we say, okay, partition it inside the brand and then do the order by in the category and then do it. Previously the order by was on category and there was no partition by. Now inside the partition of brand, we have the order by of brand. So within that I can get my previous category. Now I can also get the next category, isn't it? So let's try that out. Simply we are going to go ahead and this one, and I say next category, and I say +1 instead of -1. And let me bring in this one. Now you can see the direction. I'm getting the next one. Now ascending and descending is another way, and plus and -1 is another way where you can play around. Now we can have more than that, but for that let's have something which is having more data. And what we are going to say, let's play around with offset with more numbers other than my 1 and 2, and we would also like to do time intelligence with that and would like to understand more. So this is one example where we are not using time intelligence, so we'll call it item level. Okay, it's not item level. I'll show you one example where we have to understand what happens when we give all and all selected, and that's why I'm now going to time intelligence, where I will begin my journey basically from month year. And I'm going to create the two of them, month year and month year sort. The reason is I want a sorting on month year sort, because that's the sortable one. That only can give me the prior one, isn't it? And I bring net, because month year you can't sort, isn't it? It's a text number. It will have a text sorting, and it do have an order by of month year sort internally. So let's begin our journey and starting testing on. I want to find out previous month, isn't it? Offset previous month. We will also try if what can we go -1 or -2, and can we do all those things like +1, +2, or what happens when we do all, what happens when we do all selected and all those. So now let's begin our journey, and let's start this journey by saying calculate net comma offset -1, and I say all selected month here. I'm not taking the sort right now. Let me take month here and let me close. This was the same thing we have done previously also, isn't it? So let's bring in offset previous month into first visual. Okay, nothing is coming. Okay, now I'll going to go ahead and change it a little bit. Let me add order by also and see. I can't do on month year sort because only month year is available in this one. So still that's something which is not working for me. Now what I'm going to do is, now let me do sorting on a column which is basically sortable. So let me go here on my offset measure, and this time around I'm going to say month year and month year sort, and order by is month year sort. Now I am getting the previous month value. That's really good. Now what we want to say, okay, let's suppose if I select one value, let's say I select December, the value is not coming. If I select January, the previous value is not coming. So what should I do in that case? Okay, because we are using all selected, let's time to consider all. Okay, let's consider all. Now let's consider all. Yes, the previous value is coming. Okay, so we are able to fill. It means if I have a card visual, it should give me some value on the card visual. Let's understand the card visual value. So let's bring in a card visual, and let me make it a little bit wider here and bring this value. Right now nothing is filtered. This value is, and let's do that, call out value, and we say none. So I'm getting the almost similar value, isn't it? Offset previous month, what is that value? This, the total till this level. So 1 month less, I'm getting the complete total. But if I click on a particular month, let's say I click on August, I get the previous month value. So offset is going to sum up everything which is 1 month less. Now what happens if I, like this calendar is ending where my data is ending. What happens if I make it 12? Now you see both the values are equal, because now it has an opportunity to give me the data of October also. And same thing is going to happen if I remove all the filters. It's going to give me the same value which the actual net is giving not even a month before, because I have more months available. There is no filter right now to stop us. So let me go back and change this. So now you know what is going to happen, how it is going to handle the dates. Now, can I go 2 months before? Can I go to the next month? So let's try -2. Yes, we can simply go -2 month. Year I want to go -12 month. Simple. Year is -12 month in case of month. Okay, so we are able to get year behind. Now I thought, why don't we have this on dates, isn't it? So let's bring in one more page, and in that page let's bring in date. Okay, and let's also bring in month here. Put this offset. We also need to put net. So now at the day level, now let's also add net here. So now we have the offset previous month -12. So let's make it a little bit simpler now again. Let's make it -1 only. You don't want to see so many things, isn't it? Okay. Now we don't see any offset value here, isn't it? So we say, okay, why don't we do one thing? Let's add date also here. Maybe at that time it work. So we add a date here. Sorting right now still we are keeping. Okay. Now we see little bit of change. The moment I do date here, you see the value. Look at the values and remember those values. Okay. Now what I see here is the moment I added the offset, the day, which is a level below this one. Okay. Now, you know what this number is. I'm going to tell you. For that, just wait a little bit. Okay. So now if we have so now what's happening here is basically you see this value is automatically going a day behind now, and this order by is month here, but these values are not the previous month values, isn't it? This is not the previous month's net. This is something. Offset is 47,900 or something. Now, so what's happening here? Now, if you go ahead and look down here, now this offset is just looking like a previous month value. Okay, and let's bring in MTD value here. And the reason I'm bringing in MTD to showcase you, this is the value. This is the value till 30th. So what's happening here in the case of this case is basically the values are basically a day behind, not a month behind. Okay. So this is one thing if you do it. And now I'll do one more thing here. I'm going to say all date and remove everything, and let's check it out what happens. You still don't see any changes. I'm going to remove the order by also. Now again you see I have only given all date. The lowest level was date. I am one offset behind, one date behind. I say -2. I am 2 dates behind. I say -7. I am a week behind, same weekday last week. I am saying 364. I am same weekday 1 year behind. So same things. If you remember, we used to achieve doing, days minus, date add minus something, same thing we are achieving here. So last weekday, now we got last weekday, we got the last year same day, we got last month, we got last day. Now I understand now that how it is going to work. Okay, so can I create a measure like something like this? Let's say if we go here and create a measure, let's say create a visual here, a matrix visual, and in that matrix visual let's bring in year, quarter, month and date and net. So when I do, when I'm at the quarter level, I want the previous quarter. When I'm at month level, I want previous month. When I am day level, I need previous day. So can I do that? So let's simply bring in our offset and look what we were doing. Okay. So now let's go ahead and try out. Can we do that? So let's bring in net. Okay. Now we create a new measure. And let's do one thing. Let's close all these and expand them. So we expanded. Now let's create a new measure. So we go to table tools or right click, or we create a new measure. So, and we'll try to use is in scope. So we'll say previous value. So what I'll say, switch true, and I'll say is in scope day. Remember that date dot date. You have to remember one thing here. Basically, when you are using is in scope, it is always should be in the reverse order what you are doing here. Okay, it should always be in the reverse order. Is in scope, and now we need offset function. So offset -1 what? All date of date. I'm not trying to give a partition by, I want to see this one here. And same way, now there is a challenge. Now when I go to the month here, next is when the month year is in scope. I know I can't do all alone with month year, so I'm going to need here date, month year sort, comma month year, comma order by month year sort, Okay, comma, alt enter to give. Now quarter is my sort table, and I don't think I have a sorting on quarter. Let me see. Let it error, no worries. So we don't have a quaternion sort column, also means the quarter itself was sortable. So I am thinking, why don't I do only this all selected quarter year? Okay, and this should also be quarter year. And I'm thinking to do same thing for my year. And when they say it's in year, why don't you give me all year? Okay, now I created a measure. Let me try the previous value measure. Some problem is there. Expression refers to multiple column. Okay, we have done offset, we have not done calculate. Third, offset this, calculate net, this, calculate net, this. I could have used variables previously and created all these measures and do it here, but right now I have not done that. So let me do it here. Later we can create variables and move them. Okay. Now let's bring in this one into the visualization. Now what's happening? 1 day behind. Let me see the movement. So this is 1 day behind. Fine. And let's me collapse all of them first of all. So let me move up, up, up. Now see, this is my year value. Fine, 1 year behind. Okay. Now I open 2018. I got my quarter, only one quarter is there. So let's go to 2019. In the 2019, I got my previous quarter value. I got this value and I got this value. Okay. Now inside the quarter, let me open my month values. In the month values, I got the previous values. And when I open my dates, now in the dates, you can see I'm getting value from the previous month also. Okay. Now you might have a question, why this month, when I go to month, dates are continuous. We can understand at the lowest level, but the first month is not giving the quarter, is not giving the value. Year was, again, if you look at it, if we scroll up, year there was values. The moment I do that, the quarter one is missing value. Same way the month was missing value. Why? To understand that, let me create a separate visual. Let me bring in month here, and let me bring in this measure, and let me bring in net. Now you see the values are coming continuous. Why it's not coming continuous there? So now to understand that, let's bring in year to this visual. Now the moment I bring in year to this visual, you see there is a break. Why there is a break? Because here in this one, in the all, we have not considered the year. Now year is not considered in this one. So it's automatically getting partitioned even though we did not mention it. So what we have to do here is, let's add date, year, and let's see what happens. Now here it is continuous. Here it's still not continuous. Let's add quarter also here. Quarter is the column, next column, whatever it is. Now you see the previous month value is coming, which is coming from 2018. 976,445 is the value which start coming. It means if I want the missing value in the quarter, which is not there with me, I have to bring in year here also. So here we want to bring year. Okay. Now let's go up level. Now you see the quarter one. Now you see the quarter one also getting a value. Month is also getting value, quarter is. So now we understood, okay, how this behave. Now within this behavior, now let's duplicate this. Now this is all one lag, one behind. Month is month behind, quarter is quarter behind, year is year behind. So we got that part. Now let's call this lag 1 month, and you can have +1 and you can have that one. Lag, it's lag 1 period, basically not even month. Now let's go here and let's take part of this one. Let's bring in month here. Let's bring in this previous value, and let's bring in this net value, and I'm going to create this previous value again here by simply I want to know how can I do the partitioning. So let me bring in this, let me call it previous month. So I got this previous month value. Let me add that to visual. So now let's say I want to stop, it going beyond the year. Then how do I do that? So now let's go and we already given the sort order by argument. The next one is keep only one value is available right now, and now we give partition by year. I can give year, quarter, whatever I just want to give year here and want to test that out. Now you are not getting value across here within the year boundaries. Now you know with how to do the quarter and all the other level. So with offset, we are able to get the previous rows value where we don't have the time in place, where we had the categories, we can have brand, all those things also. As long as we are able to get the correct order by, we will be able to work with that. Okay. Now in that manner we are able to work. Now in time intelligence also we are able to do with that. In time intelligence, how do we create a visual where everything is 1 period behind? So we got that also. Now when there is no filter, how it's going to behave. When there is a filter, how it's going to behave, that also we have covered. Do you have any other question which you want me to try out on offset? Do let me know. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you. Keep watching, keep asking questions in comments, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you can get notification for new videos. Thank you.